Welcome everybody to another episode of Best of Bricks. Today we're going to be looking at LEGO Star Wars set 75311, the Imperial Armored Marauder. This set has 478 pieces and it costs $34.99 from the LEGO store, or around $40. This set is based on episode 4 of the second season of The Mandalorian. This is where Mando, Cara Dune, Greef Karga and Mithril set out to an abandoned Imperial military outpost to locate some weapons. Long story short, the base isn't empty, so they decide to destroy it by blowing up the reactor. Whilst doing this, they also discover that the base was used for experimental cloning, and this is where the child was having its blood harvested and then basically injected into other beings to try and make them force sensitive. Whilst trying to escape, Cara, Greef and Mithril end up being outnumbered by stormtroopers, and their only means of escape is to jump in the Marauder and blast their way out. So on the front of the box you can see we got the artwork of Greef Karga inside the Armoured Marauder fighting off the stormtroopers, and you've also got the artillery stormtrooper in the picture. Even though he's not in the episode, they decided to put him in with the set, even though it would have probably been better off in Boba Fett's ship or the Slave 1 set. On the bottom right you've got all the minifigures in here. You've got Greef Karga, the artillery stormtrooper and the two other stormtroopers, which we'll get onto those a little bit later because they're a little bit more interesting than the normal stormtroopers that you get. On the back of the box we've got some more illustrations. We've got the stormtroopers coming out of the Marauder, and then we got some little pictures in the corners just showing the play features of the set. You've got some of the stud shooters, and you've got seating so you can put the stormtroopers inside there, and you've also got like a few other little compartments and doors and traps and stuff. On the side of the box we've got a 1:1 scale of Greef Karga, and we've also got the standard white Greeblin running up the side of the box. And on the other side we've got another little illustration down at the bottom there. Right, let's open this up and see what we've got inside. So as you can see inside the box we've got 4 sort of medium-sized packets and a really nice instruction manual. And we've also got all the other sets that are available. So as you can see here I've laid out all 4 packs, and looking at the instructions you can just see how they correspond to each stage of the build. And that's done, so let's get building. And there you have it, the build is complete. Let's start off by having a look at the minifigs. First off, we have Grief Karga, which has some very nice print work covering the front of the body running down onto the legs there, and some printing on the back for his cape. We also have a very nice face on this one. I really like the detailing they've done with his beard on this one. I think it looks really good on this. Next up, we've got the artillery trooper with the mortar. I actually really like this this stormtrooper. It's quite unique in its design. I really like the yellow markings on it. I like the little backpack with the mortars on the back and the little yellow pauldron it's got on it. Also has the standard sort of angry stormtrooper face on there. But overall, I think this is a really nice addition to this set. And next up we have the two stormtroopers. Now these stormtroopers aren't identical. They might look it from the outside, but underneath the helmets here we've got new faces. So instead of having the generic standard stormtrooper face, now we've got two other unique designs to sort of build a bit more diversity up in your stormtroopers, as they aren't clones, so there's no reason for them to all have the same expressions, which is kind of silly anyway, considering they're recruited from all over the galaxy. So it makes sense to have like sort of different faces. And also, as you can see on this one, we've got a female face, so we've got a bit of diversity now with the stormtroopers. So building up an army isn't just going to be your standard same face ones. We can actually have a little bit more personality with them, if you like. So onto the Marauder itself. At the front you can flip down the door and open the top hatch. You can also open the side panels on either side. You have the two swivel guns, the turrets on the side. At the back you've got a little cargo space for the Imperial boxes and cargo. You can flip the back down, which reveals a seat for the gunner of the turret on the back. You've also got the two stud shooters at the top which fire, and then you've got the two stud shooters at the front which also fire. You've got enough room for, I'd say, 3 people sitting down and then maybe 1 standing up in the doorway. And overall I actually quite like the design of it. I didn't think I'd like it that much, but once I built it, it actually looks quite nice. Just having like a few of the like beige colours really like sort of breaks up the grey on it and makes it look a lot better. So the final thoughts on this set. Overall, I actually really like it. I think the characters, the minifigures that you get with this set are really nice. The artillery stormtrooper is a bit of an odd one to have in there. I thought like you'd have Mithril instead of the artillery trooper, because he's in a later episode, and I thought he'd probably be with Boba Fett's Slave 1 ship or something like that, in like a sort of a different set. But saying that, I'm sort of glad we do have this figure. It is really nice. I really like the yellow markings on it with the pauldron and the mortar itself, and the little backpack. It's got a lot going on with this minifigure, and obviously it's a unique minifigure as well, so I think it does look quite nice. And I also like the 2 unique stormtroopers you get, rather than having the generic stormtroopers and just hoarding loads of those. Now we've got some different faces on them, so now we can show off sort of a bigger army, but a diverse army, rather than it looking like another. And the actual Marauder itself it's quite a nice build. I do like it. I think there's a lot of features on it. It looks good as like a display piece as well. And there's a lot of things you can sort of do with it. Like I said, there's plenty of space to put your stormtroopers in. It's got the stud firers at the front, which are pretty cool. It's also got stud firers at the back, where you can put like a stormtrooper in to control the turrets. And yeah, overall, I think it's really nice. Even for the price, I think it is pretty well priced. Overall, I really like the set. I like all the characters that's in it. I would definitely recommend buying it, because it's a very diverse set, with all the minifigures in it, and the Marauder itself, like I said, is really cool. If you've already bought the set, I'd like to know if you like the set, what you don't like about the set. If you think it was worth the money, if you like the different characters, if you like the new Stormtrooper designs, and if there's anything else in this set that you would have rather had instead. But that's it for the end of the episode. So if you enjoyed this, I would really appreciate a like, and if you really, really enjoyed it, I would appreciate a subscribe. But until next time, goodbye.